Good morning. Happy Thrive Day. Early morning from the garden. Just wanted to stop by, give a little bit of an update on things. Share some of my gardening thoughts. Watched the documentary Common Ground last night. I had been waiting for like 18 months for it to come out on a streaming platform where I could see it. I was aware of it about 18 months ago, if not maybe a little bit longer. One of my favorite gardening groups. I do believe it's a nonprofit organization called Soul Fire Farms. Was in it, and so I've been following them for a while. I was waiting on it to come out, talking about one of my favorite subjects, regenerative agriculture. And while I don't have the land that I desire, okay, Borage, come through. While I don't have the land that I desire yet, I do practice regenerative agriculture and permaculture here in my small space. So this is exciting. More berries is coming up. That one is ripening. I came through and did a BT treatment and fed everything yesterday because the weekend the man is taking me away to do things for the weekend. Well, not necessarily away, but I'm not gonna have time to be in the garden because the man is taking me to do some things this weekend. So my lemongrass is starting to bounce back. I realized after I transplanted it, I wasn't watering it enough. So this is a good sign. All of that was when it started to die back. Let's see what we got going on here this morning. As you see, the watermelon is climbing and doing its thing. This one, I believe, yeah, it was this one. I got my first female flower. So that's what the base of a female flower looks like. If it gets pollinated, it becomes a watermelon. I don't think much is going to become of that, to be honest. And the growth of the plant has slowed down since that's been there. So I'm probably going to snip this off if I don't see any change tomorrow. It looks just about the same as it looked yesterday. So the plant doesn't think it needs to be putting energy in trying to grow fruit. I also, this bottom vine, started to train it to grab. So now it has 2 vines. And it had 3 vines. There was one coming out here. And I snipped it off because it would have nowhere to go. And because it's watermelon, it would eventually start trying to take over this bed. But one of the things that has happened in the last couple of days, I have soiled up some. So today my head is to take some of my mushroom compost with some of my cover crop seeds that has some oats and field peas in it and put some down. Clover is a cover crop, and that is a regenerative practice. We have learned over the years that our soil needs to be exposed and it should be covered. Some of the most fertile, nutrient-dense soils for your plants, it should be covered. And what I mean covered, shouldn't really be able to see the soil over the ground. Should be covered in green. So there are cover crops that you can do that. And I started exploring cover crops about 2 years ago. Started trying them out last year, but then we had to move. So I really didn't get a chance to see it all the way through. So I'm doing it here. So again, red clover, and that's some cover crop. So it looks like I might be getting my first cucumber. That female flower has been swelling over the last couple of days. So that is exciting. So either a moth or a bee or the flies flying around transfer some pollen from a male to a female, and it looks like it got pollinated. This tomato plant is looking good. That one seems to be taller than this one. It's a little surprising because the bed is further away. I did the same thing with this watermelon plant. I snipped the vine that was coming this way off and began to train the vine, and it still didn't grab. So that didn't work, but let's see what happens. But this one is getting taller, and what's really making me happy about this one is the size of the flowers. So the bigger the flowers, that lets me know that the fruit will get bigger. So that's good. Something is nibbling on the black-eyed peas quite a bit, but I'm not that upset because bugs are good. You have to let things balance out. So I think I've shared this before. If you start to see aphids and you kill off all the aphids, you could run the risk of not telling beneficials like ladybugs it's okay to come here, because ladybugs eat aphids. These little teeny tiny squash plants are starting to give both male and female. I don't think I'm going to be able to put that anywhere, so I'm probably going to have to let it go. This cantaloupe seedling, still doing good. The other one, it died. So I did put a cantaloupe seed. Hopefully y'all can hear me. So we got the trash running and airplanes coming over. I was trying to get out here before they got busy. But as I was saying, I put a cantaloupe seed in the middle of this bag. Nothing has emerged just yet, but we got some protection around it with the marigolds. So let's see here. What I am very happy about is my arugula is starting to come up, because in a little while I'm gonna have to harvest off all the lettuce because it's just getting too warm. It's about 60 degrees out here now. About 7 a.m. It's supposed to get up to 89 today. I have decided to name this pea plant Obnoxious because I thought it was going to die, and it's doing this. Now, for perspective, it's in the bed. It has grown 1 pole up, 2 poles up. It is nearly about 3 poles up. Only 1 more pole, and it'll be up there. So I wonder if it's going to get that tall. So let's help it a little bit and say this is, you can climb here. All right, let's see what it does. But it is officially grabbing the cage. Cages have been put in. this bed now has a very imperfect soaker hose in it. It was so frustrating getting that in. So frustrating. That is in. That cherry tomato seedling and the rosemary and the marigolds and the oregano and the lemon cucumbers are doing good. And there's a moth. It scared me. Sorry, y'all. But these are the lemon cucumbers that got sowed over the weekend, and they're doing just fine. My zinnias are starting to take off. Still got some lettuce in this bed, but I'm definitely gonna put some cover cropping in that bed and in that one. Just haven't decided how I'm gonna do it yet. Well, that's new and exciting. I didn't see that. So that's basil, and in between there is a little, that's okra. I don't know, there it is. And then there's a garlic, and then what I said is exciting is look at that pepper plant. Put my finger in front of this, it's making it blurry. So that pepper plant is getting bigger. So that makes me want to peek at the very first pepper plant that I put out. It was the very first one, and there it is. And it looks like it's trying to get its first blossom. So that is good news. What I'll do is probably come out and I'll create an Epsom salt and water solution and spray it. Can't remember if I read it or watched a video, but basically an Epsom salt and water solution when pepper plants are starting to flower will help them flower and produce fruit. So I'll probably come out and do that. But Obnoxious is doing good. Lots of blossoms, and he is now starting to give me pea pods. I think this plant is slowing down. This was the first pea plant that was producing, so I try to come out and harvest every day to keep it going. So I got a couple pods here I can harvest, but I try to do that every day. The zucchinis are blossoming daily at this point. I come out and there's something blossoming. So this one blossomed about 2 days ago and it closed up. And now I got a new one. The zinnias in this bed are doing good. I did notice that something is nibbling on the cucumbers. So this is the Alpha V8, but they're still doing good. And this one is smart. It's trying to come out this way towards the trellis, this is what I want. So this is good. Good. These are my oh my gosh, my brain just went blank. Armenian cucumbers, yes. And I noticed a couple days ago something is nibbling on their leaves. I had to check for the other one, but they're still there. So did something eat up the other one? But they're still there, but they're making it. They're still producing leaves, and that was part of the reason why I did BT a little early. So hopefully that doesn't slow them down. I'm just noticing that this pea plant is starting to produce pods down at the bottom, and there's some that can be harvested. So I probably should do that, because if you don't harvest frequently, the plant will start to slow down and think it's supposed to die back and give you seeds. and I'm not quite ready for that yet, so I'll come back out when I need a little bit of a mental break and do that. It's a jungle in here, but this is on purpose. Intensive gardening. That okra and that okra plant, they're starting to do good. They're starting to get taller. This tomato plant, I have noticed that my tomato blossoms are falling off. So hopefully that stops, but this one looks like it's ready to start giving me some fruit here soon, because there's multiple bunches. So there's one, and there's another bunch. There's like 2 or 3 more on here. So the tomato plants, they got pruned a couple of days ago, just because I wanted to try to get as much leafage away from the ground. Now, because of the irrigation, nothing's spraying up. But sometimes when things are just thirsty, I have to come out and just put water down. And sometimes I have to do it quickly. So there's that. I did kind of make my mind up today, this morning when I woke up, that I'm gonna soil up this bed. I just need to wait until I can harvest those shallots, and they're getting close. Let me see if I can get in here. Okay, yeah, they're getting close. So, and they've been in since about December, so it should be time. I'll go check the package to see the maturity days, but they're getting close. And my husband and I love some roasted sweet potatoes, like cut down like a steak fry. And I'll make a homemade barbecue sauce. And then I'll just take those shallots and I'll chop them down over the top. Y'all, it is one of the best things we have ever eaten. Ever. So yeah, once I can harvest the shallots, and this tomato and those cucumbers get a little bigger, I'm gonna soil up again. Arugula starting to take off, which is good because I'm going to have to harvest all that lettuce really soon. It's just getting too hot for lettuce to be out here, but we gonna hang on as long as we can. I was able to get the bag with those 2 zucchini plants out and put them there. I don't know if I'm gonna leave them there because zucchini gets crazy, but they're there for now. So yeah, that is those. Yeah, all of my pepper plants are starting to get big, so this is good. I did come out a couple of days ago and deadheaded all of my marigolds. So when I mean deadhead is when the flowers do this and they get spent. Here's a good example. So this one is dying back. So I can just snip that head off, and when you do that, that means the marigolds continue to produce. So these marigolds were transplanted last year, October, November-ish. I think it's time to replace them. But that's what I've been doing with them, just coming and cutting the heads off. And now I'm noticing that the flowers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I'm most likely just going to purchase some marigold seedlings and put them there. I'm not going to grow from seed. It's getting too warm to start things from seed. Transplant is better right now. The other thing that I noticed yesterday is how big the onions are getting. That ginger is starting to get its first leaves. This one looks like it wants to give me leaves soon. I have a zinnia That should be blossoming here in the next couple days. Look at that lettuce. We need to finish eating what we have in the house first before I can harvest this. So, salad, salad, salad. All right, so let's come down here. Let's take a look. Okra looking a little better. Starting slow. They're starting really, really slow. So I'm almost wondering if folks are right that you should not plant carrots near okra. Who knows? But the good news is they're not dying. And they should take off at some point. So those look like they will get bigger first. So I should get okra off them first. And then start to get okra there. I still have a few in the greenhouse that I need to get transplanted. But things are doing good. Rosemary. I'm so proud of myself with this one. I really, really am. Like, I'm super proud of myself. Because me and Rosemary have not gotten along, and I'm doing good. So I'm mastering that. I've just learned that, and again, this could be purely climate. They like it dry, but it gets so dry here that they need water on their base, and they like to be misted down. They love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so again, these were some of my very first okra plants that I put out when it was still cold, because I'm rebellious. I am. But they're doing okay. This one's getting nibbled on a little bit, but they're doing okay. The Tempari and the cowpea in this one are doing okay. So I think I'm gonna pull these pea plants. But see, that's what I thought about Obnoxious, and then he proved me wrong. So that's why I'm hesitant on pulling it. See how this one we had some rain last week, and it brought us some wind, and that's what happened. It just blew off the little trellis deal, and something is nibbling. Oh, black-eyed peas. We will figure out how to protect y'all one of these years. All right, so hollyhocks are still hanging in there. Sunflowers are down. Let's take a peek in this bed and see what's going on. So again, these are okra that I was growing in the greenhouse that I started and I transplanted out this weekend. So they're doing good. There is some Tempari sowed right here near that one, and over here near that one. And if I'm knowing Tempari right here, they're probably emerging, and yep, they are. So let's cover them back up. Parsley is doing good. It's getting crazy. Been looking at these alyssum, and there are blossoms falling everywhere, which is okay. So which means that's probably gonna spread. So I need to find something that's gonna kind of tower up on this bed so that the alyssums don't die during the summer, so that they have some shade. But the okra just may do that. I think I talked about this before, but I love the way snapdragons look. And I grew them from seed last year. This was a transplant plant, and I deadheaded it. You can kind of see right here. Or when I first got it, the flower stalk went up here, and I did hit it to see if I can get it to grow some more, and it's happening. So I wonder if I should did hit snapdragons a little more frequently to keep them going, but they're continuing to go. This is new. I don't think I really quite paid attention to that until now. So yeah, but so far everything is doing good. Our middle tree baby, it's getting crazy. It's just getting crazy. All right, so this was an okra that got transplanted Sunday in what was the sunflower pot around some zinnias. Looking good. All right, so greenhouse. The greenhouse has been staying open at night. I bring the fans in, but I leave it open, windows and all. So the windows are not getting closed at night. They're staying open. It is at the point in the year where I can, because it's staying warm enough at night. So yeah, I leave it open now. So I don't have to come and open up the windows every morning. I can just bring the fans out. So let's see what's going on here. We're getting some more beans, which is good. And it's starting to get bushy over here. Really bushy over here. Yeah. Then the nasturtiums are starting to even get crazy. So we'll see. I'll keep looking at it. If they get too willy-nilly, I'll do something about them. But for right now, I'm content. My Golden Boy beets. This is my very first time getting to this point. The Golden Boy beets. I am seeing bugs, but they're falling off. So I wonder if when I came out and sprayed with the BT yesterday morning, whether that killed them back. I don't know. But they seem fine. They don't seem unhealthy. I am not seeing aphids. But, yeah. Now I see an aphid. So you want to come do bug checks every morning. So I'll probably just come. I did spray them down a little bit. I'm not gonna go crazy. I just did something yesterday, so I'll probably just little dish detergent and water, and I'm talking about very little, like a drop in some water just to kind of spray them down. Yeah, because I'm looking at this one. I'm not gonna be able to get the camera there, but I can see on that leaf it is covered in aphids. So they found a little hiding spot. No big deal. Just hoping and praying that I get some ladybugs in here soon. I think this was the time of the year where I could actually go to the nursery and get ladybug larvae to put in here. But the nursery is so far away from us now, and I just haven't thought about it. So maybe an adult field trip tomorrow. I do have to take a drive tomorrow, and I'll be passing by it. So maybe I'll stop tomorrow. Maybe that'll be a new adventure, raising ladybugs. Anywho, the onions here looking good. And my Detroit red beets are starting to look better. The lemon cucumber seedlings are looking good. That tomato is looking good, which will get thinned here soon. I'm just waiting on to see who the strongest is, as my friend says. Only the strongest survive. I have a friend who every year now overseeds tomatoes. Last year it was like 70 something. This year she got 50 something. But her tomatoes do really good. And she will say this. She's like the laziest gardener ever. And it happens. She makes it happen. So she's found her niche. So, in her own words, we'll see who's the strongest to survive. That basil was started from seed and it's looking good. I think I was saying this before. Me and basil, I've done it once. I've gotten one really big plant and then I tried several times after that and I just don't do good. But I'm realizing watering practices make a massive difference. No water is being splashed up on these plants. They're healthier. There is some bugs, but it's not like I dealt with the first couple of years. But things have to go in cycles. Most of the documentaries that I read, when you see one thing, if you can manage it, it'll start to balance itself out because some other bug or something else will start happening to balance it out. So this is the chard. I like cooking chard. I'm not a big eat it raw. It's very salty and bitter tasting. So something's nibbling, but this one was not looking too healthy and it's starting to come back. So once it gives me maybe one or two more leaves right here in the center, I'll clip these ones that are on the ground off. So yeah, that is a marigold that I started from seed. Scallions that should be ready to harvest here soon. So I'll have to figure out something to put in that row. And me and thyme. This is the third time that I've attempted to grow thyme. And it worked out okay. So yeah. Greenhouse is good. I need to get that milkweed put out. Still haven't done that. It's been a busy week. And I need to get that echinacea put out. But it'll happen. Everything got banana water yesterday. I just need to take those banana peels, put them in the compost bin, and I got plenty of banana peels in the house that can come out to start some more water. So, okay. This has been a practice of mine for 3 years, but roughly every 48 to 72 hours, my plants get banana water. Yeah, in the summer, I also make a fermented yeast and sugar solution. Literally organic yeast that you would use to bake in some sugar and ferment it. And I use it as a foliage spray and spray it down. Very ineffective. Very effective, not ineffective. I also learned that you can make aloe water. And I have not been to Natural Grocers to get aloe leaves in a while. So, gonna do that. But aloe water has, and I cannot pronounce it, I'll have to look it up, but there is a certain natural chemical that is in aloe that is also in what they make aspirin out of. Sorry, y'all, I see a bug, so I'm trying to see what it is, and it looks like it's a mosquito. But what it does is, like, there's a solution that people make with aspirin and water, and I did it a couple of times. It did work, but leaf burn became a problem, and I didn't really like that. So what happens is that it will boost the plant's immunity, and pests don't really like it. But aloe water has aloe vera gel has the exact same chemical in it, natural base, and I have tried it several times before and it actually works. So maybe also too on my car ride, I will grab a few aloe leaves and blend them down and give them a good spray. So yeah, things are looking good. It is about 75 degrees in here, so I'm gonna get the fans and bring them in. But before I do, I need to check on my molahia, so my Egyptian spinach, and my amaranth. Everything is doing good. I still need to figure out where I'm gonna put these 3 okra seedlings. Maybe today, maybe not. I'll be honest, I'm physically tired because I am mentally tired. This week has been a very focus work heavy week. Lots of hard conversations, but that is a normal aspect of my day-to-day work. But the hard conversations this week have been more about people coming together and embracing change and accepting the fact that some of us, when we're going through change together, do not want nor care for to go through that change together in a healthy way. And this can even apply to like everyday life. My husband and I, we go through a lot of change together, but we have decided that we're doing it together. And we deeply care about how we thrive in that. So I'm not centered on my own thriving. You're watching me do bug checks because I got to make sure I get them all so I don't have to be out here multiple times a day. But that thriving together, you know, he and I have been together a majority of our lives. In 2 years, we will have known each other for 30 years. But this year, we will have been together. Oh man. Now my brain is going, this is where I need my caffeine. Anyway, we've been together since 1998 and we've been married since 2002. There's that. No math this morning. Brain's not ready. 23, 27. There it is. See? Together 27 this year. Married 23 this year. Okay. So when you're with somebody that long, you evolve with them. You watch them evolve. You start to figure out the things that did not work well when you first got together, and you start to get a little more courage to talk about how it's still not working well and how you want to thrive through that together. But then you also recognize that some of the things that you go through are absolutely necessary. So if I am standing here and I'm thinking about bugs, and I don't like bugs, I do not want to come out here and spray down. Ooh, don't know if y'all can see that, but that is covered in bugs. And I don't want to come out here and spray all that down. I don't want to do the work to do that. I don't want to keep coming out and managing it, because I'm going to spray the bugs off. They're going to come back. And it's like rinse, wash, repeat. And the same thing is true about some circumstances with life. We just don't want to keep dealing with stuff. But the reality of it is that we do have to deal with things over and over and over and over again. And so I will say that since I started gardening 3 years ago, I am healthier mentally and emotionally, because my mind often goes into life when I'm out here. And I realize that with a little patience, and you keep trying, even when you fail, and you keep looking for the stuff you don't want to see, like bugs. You look for the things you don't want to see. One of my favorite quotes, and I can't remember who the author is, but he says, facing it, always facing it. And so basically what he's saying is you are constantly looking for the things. You look for the problems. You look for those problems and those things that plague your everyday interactions with people in your life, and you face them and you deal with them. And so that's what my week has been all about. It's not that it would be unnormal to me. Look at that. That's exciting. Mr. Poinsett is getting big. Up 1, 2, here. So again, 1 more, 3, and 4 will be up there. And that's my prayer, and my hope is that it climbs all the way up. And again, coming back to gardening and life, the first time I grew a poinsettia was 2 years ago. I failed. I mean, I got some greens, honestly. It climbed and I got plenty of leaves everywhere. But I think I got about 4 or 5 pieces of fruit. But the thing is as my daughter told me, but Mommy, you never grew a cucumber plant. And she was right. And I just kept going. Last year, I grew Space Master. And I got some things off of it. And so I figured out some better ways to manage cucumbers. And look, I'm telling you, I think I'm getting a cuke that's making me happy, right? But if I don't come out every day and I don't face the bugs, like one of my videos maybe about a week or 2 ago, I was talking about spiders. The spiders are still here. One of my cousins asked me about how I deal with spiders, and I was like, I just deal with them, you know what I mean? And then, but that was only when you see a couple spiders, not spiders frequently, everywhere. And I was like, ooh, this is different. But I came out and we worked together. They don't bother me, I don't bother them. I know they're doing something somewhere, and we work together. And that's life. That's what gardening is giving me about life. So sometimes I gotta come out here and I gotta play in the dirt for several hours to kind of figure out why I'm feeling what I'm feeling and doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying. But it gets worked out, and I'm healthier and I'm happier, and my relationships are healthier and happier because I bring value to them. So that is Dr. J's life spiel. See? Bugs. And these bugs, I need to take pictures. I have no idea what they are, but I've seen them. And they only come and land on sunflowers. Look. And whatever they are, they fly. And they're very resilient. I think that one's just playing dead, to be real. Yep. But this is what happens when you keep going. My black-eyed Susan is getting nibbled, but that's okay. That's okay. I never grew a black-eyed Susan. And even if that black-eyed Susan gets to that point, I will be disappointed that it didn't get any further. But I'll be able to say I grew a black-eyed Susan. I don't know what's going on with this one, to be real, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But everything is looking good. So get up. I don't know who I'm talking to, but get up. Get moving. Don't sit there too long. Don't let it weigh you down too long. Think through it. And even if you walk away with one small step that you can take to overcome what it is, get up. Get up, get up, get up. And play in the dirt. Oh yeah. Y'all see that? That, friends, is another ginger. Oh, it's so exciting. I've never grown ginger, and I eat a lot of ginger because it is good for the belly. All right, so I am going to get dirty here a little bit. I want to see what's going on with my garlic. So again, this garlic has been in the ground. I started it from a clove of garlic, like you've been seeing me do. And I believe I sold these October, November, December-ish. I'll have to go back and look at some pictures, but it is starting to become a bulb. Now, according to the sheet that I have, this should not be ready to harvest until like July. But that made me think to show y'all something else. So I was in this bed and I was kind of looking around, and I believe it was this one that caught my attention. Now notice how small and thin it is. But I was down here, I believe it was this one. Let me check. Yes, it was. It was this one. Let me zoom out a little bit. But, yep, it was this one. So as you see, sometimes the size of the stalk is a little deceiving, but there's a bulb. Now, this bed gets a lot of water in it. That top bed over in that corner where I just moved soil around, that corner does not get a lot of water. So now I'm curious. To see. All right. So if you notice here, let me see. That is very moist down there. That makes me happy and nice and dark. And if you see, the stalk is a little bigger and it's starting to bulb out. So I am going to make it a habit to give this edge of the bed more water. So now I'm curious because the irrigation to this bed is right here next to this garlic bulb. And I want to try to do this without disturbing a whole lot, but I want to see. And I can't really get that far down in here. It's very rooty, but yeah, about the same as what I was seeing over there in that other bed. So I'm gonna make it a point to just start watering that corner of the bed a little more. But I now have 1, 2. Where'd you go? I was just over here. It's over here. Oh, wow. You know what? There it is. 3 ginger popping up. So that means that the other ones that are somewhere in the bush because there's some more in here, they should be emerging soon. So yeah, next season, I'm snapping lettuce leaves. Next season I am Gonna grow some turmeric. Hey. So I'm gonna go in and finish my morning drink. Garden life is good. It's so good. Happy Thrive Day. Make it a point to thrive today. Find one thing you can do to thrive today. Even if it's something as what I plan to do. Do 2 30-second wall sits and get some squats in. My core is a little weak, and I can tell when I come out here because my lower back is hurting when I go inside, which usually is a sign it's a core issue. But find one thing you're going to do to thrive today. Garden life is good. You see that? It's good. It's so, so good. Go play in the dirt.